Most golfers sabotage their score by neglecting one simple practice: hitting. Now, I've spent thousands of dollars and countless hours testing every hitting mat on the internet to solve this frustrating problem. And in this video, I'm going to show you the best hitting mats for 2025 that provide a realistic feel, have a lasting quality, and are all at a great price. So let's do this. All right, to get started, we're not going to mess around. If you're serious about improving your game at home, then you have to check out the BirdieBall Premium Turf hitting mat. Now, this is the mat to buy. Now, I've tested hundreds of mats over the years, and very few have struck the same balance of realism, durability, and quality as much as these. Now, it's made from premium PE fiber with an ultra-dense 5/8 inch thick profile. So this is what it actually means for you. It feels way more real, like grass. So when you actually contact it, there's a little bit of give, which is exactly what you want. But don't worry, it's not like spongy or that fake feeling. This mat actually gives you just enough feedback to help you notice whether or not you're chunking the contact without really kind of punishing your wrist like so many other mats do. So if you've ever hit off a cheap mat and that left your hands kind of like buzzing, you're gonna appreciate this quality right away. Now, it comes in two size options. There's a smaller 1 foot by 2 foot, which is about $45, and it's great for tight spaces and quick sessions. And it's light and it's pourable, and really it just gets the job done. But if you got the room and want something a little more substantial, the 3.5 foot by 5 foot is the way to go. Now, this is about $185, and it's a massive upgrade. It even has its own carry handle, a rubber tee, and enough hitting space to feel like you've got your own little range setup. Personally, I love this mat. It's just the right size, especially since I'm hitting off brick pavers in my yard. What's so great too is how this mat actually can plug into the BirdieBall mat ecosystem. Now, originally, this thing was made to pair with BirdieBalls. They're limited flight practice balls that let you take full swings in your backyard or garage without worrying about breaking the window. Now, it's durable enough to handle anything. This thing is built to last. So if you want a high quality, versatile, and realistic hitting mat that feels like it's actually real grass, then the BirdieBall Premium Turf hitting mat is the one to buy. Next up is probably the best hitting mat for any kind of feedback I've ever used. It's the Divot Board. Now, there are a lot of products that say they provide you swing and shot feedback, but the Divot Board actually delivers in a way that doesn't really leave you any doubt. Now, this hitting mat is one of the coolest and useful training aids I've actually ever used. No, it's not a hitting mat in the traditional sense in that there's no turf. Instead, it's a swing path trainer that shows you exactly where your club is doing at the point of impact. We're talking about instant visual feedback on every single swing. So here's how it works. The Divot Board has been layered with a special surface that actually shifts color when your club passes over it. Just swing the club and you'll see a clear imprint of your path and low point. You're immediately gonna know whether you struck the ball first, where your club bottomed out, and whether or not you're on the right club path. Honestly, in a lot of ways, this thing gives you way more feedback than a launch monitor. And it only costs $99, which is why I think this is probably one of the smartest buys in golf. Now, you can take the Divot Board really anywhere. It has a rubber-based system that grips well, it's small enough that it's actually portable, and there's nothing to set up. There's no apps, there's no additional devices. All you really need is a golf club, the Divot Board, and enough space to swing. You don't even need a ball, to be honest. Now, I will say this isn't the most durable mat out there, but it can take a real beating. The funny thing is, my dad actually left his outside in the yard for like the last 3 years, and while it is sun faded, it's just as strong as ever. And the best part is, you can actually get replacement pads on the internet for $50. So, still given the price and the game improvement feedback it provides, I think this is one of the coolest products out there, especially if you're into training aids. Next up is the best cheap hitting mat for feedback. It's the Cosportic golf hitting mat. Now, there's nothing at all that is fancy about this mat. And I'm not gonna claim it's made of the most high quality material because really it's not. But if you want a simple, inexpensive training mat that is probably the most popular hitting mat on Amazon that I could find with the same concept as the Divot Board, then this is the mat to check out. Especially since it only costs $27. Now, this is another mat that's all about the instant visual feedback. Each swing leaves a mark on the velvet turf, letting you see exactly where the club entered and exited the hitting zone. You heard me right, it's velvet turf. So you can only imagine how long this thing's gonna last. So if you're on a really strict budget, I think this is a great tool for the price. And because it's made of velvet, Cosportic also gives you a second replaceable turf insert for free when you buy it, which is pretty cool. So really you're getting two for the price of one. Now, I was really impressed with the heavy duty rubber backing, which helps keep the mat from like sliding around on smooth floors. And it's compact enough to just put put on the ground in a small space and start swinging. But let's be honest though, the trade-off here is the build quality. Yes, the extra insert helps, but this is still not a mat that's gonna last you forever. Still, for what it costs, I think it's worth a shot. Next up is the most popular hitting mat on Amazon. No, really, it is. It's the Champkey Premium Synthetic Turf. And if you ever looked at Amazon for golf mats, I can guarantee you've seen this one. Now, this is one of the most popular mats on the site, and it's less than 40 bucks. And it's really easy to see why. There's a ton of value, especially since you're getting a 16mm true turf hitting surface with a heavy-duty rubber base. And it's surprisingly useful accessory pack that comes with a rubber tee and some plastic tees. So that's pretty cool. Now, I think that for a casual backyard or a garage practice, this mat can work. Now, it's not professional grade by any stretch of the imagination, but it's definitely functional. And I think that its base is weighty enough to stay put during most swings. Now, I say most because out of all the hitting mats I tested, this was the only one where the base moved when it was on a hard surface, which completely freaking sucked because I hit my $600 driver on a paver. Honestly, I'm still kind of not happy about that. But the Champkey line does have a bunch of sizes you can go with. It has the most popular 13-inch by 17-inch, which is 35 bucks. It has an 8.5 by 17, that's 30, and a 16 by 25 at 60. But there's also a cheaper light line, but I'm not gonna talk about that because I didn't test it. And light just sounds like it's cheaper, in my opinion. You don't go cheap if you're already buying a cheap mat. So if you're shopping on Amazon and want something simple, pretty reliable, I'm not saying all of the time reliable, trust me, and ready to go out of the box, then this is probably the easiest add to cart on the list. All right, next up is the best hitting mat with two types of grass. It's called Birdie Blast, and you can get this too on Amazon. Now, the Birdie Blast isn't built for the hardcore simulator junkie. This isn't the mat you're gonna buy if you're putting together your dream studio setup with a serious golf launch monitor. But if you're just looking for a small, simple, effective way to just swing the club pretty much anywhere you go, this little mat may be the answer. And it's only 26 bucks. Now, straight away, the coolest thing about the Birdie Blast is the dual turf design. One side mimics a fairway lie, while the other is a deeper rough. It's a small touch that actually gives you some nice variety when you're practicing different types of shots. So that alone makes it a little more versatile than the average budget mat. It even has a nice layer of cushioning built in, which helps absorb some of the shock and impact, and it comes with a basic rubber backing that keeps the mat relatively stable. Now, at 16 by 17 inches, it's compact, super easy to store, and you just throw it in the car. The cool thing is it actually kind of folds into itself, so it's not that big. Look, is this mat gonna perfectly mimic the conditions of real grass? There's no way. You're not gonna get that for 26 bucks, but for a practical, portable option for casual practice, this mat will do the trick without having to cost you too much. Okay, so which mat should you buy? Let's just simplify this. If you want the very best, the mat that feels the most like a real fairway, holds up over time, and fits like a legitimate practice setup, then the BirdieBall Premium Turf hitting mat is a no-brainer. Now, that's definitely what I recommend if you're looking for the best hitting mat. But if you're more feedback focused and want to see your swing path after every shot, then the Divot Board is definitely worth checking out. It's not a hitting mat in the traditional sense, but it's a very valuable training tool that's on this list. Now, the other side of the spectrum, if you're just starting out or you just want something you can toss in the yard or use with the kids, you don't want to worry about beating up your clubs, then go on Amazon and you can get any of the other three I talked about. They're all under 40 bucks and you really have nothing to lose. But here's the thing, a good hitting mat is one of those accessories that every golfer should consider, but you get what you pay for, and these are the 5 best I could find. Guys, I really hope you enjoyed this one. If you can do me a favor, can you like and comment down below what you thought of the hitting mat? What hitting mat do you use? Did I miss a hitting mat? Is there a better hitting mat? I would love to know. If you guys can do me a huge favor and you can like and subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. But if you guys want to see what happened when I tested out every single putting mat this year, try every single putting mat, then check out this video right here, and I'll see you on the course.